28 degrees and all my windows were crusty. I also pulled something in my knee yesterday. I went to the gym and I don't know how to use the squat machine very well. And something happened to my leg while I was using it, even though Josh noticed that I didn't do it properly and was training me how to use it right. I still heard something. It's on my left knee. I have a pickleball class practice to go to, so I'm not sure if I'm able to be honest. It sucks because I already paid my $10. I'm gonna get my $10 worth it, especially after I found out that there were other instructors that they were charging about $50 to $60 an hour for a pickleball class. It's quite cold for being a sunny day. I'm almost done with the book. It's very interesting. I have to tell my therapist about this one. So pretty much if you're going through a trauma as a child or even as an adult, I don't think trauma is only happening to a child to be life-changing. But what happens is a dissociative parts where part of yourself goes into survival and takes over yourself. And they can take on different characters. Some could be managerial, some could be protective. And what happens, it dissociates yourself from your protector. So whenever you don't have your basic needs met and they're threatened, your safety, needs for shelter, food. So this is when one of these things happens. And it was very useful to see like, oh, our situation's not super unique to ourselves. Rather, it can happen to anyone at any point in your life if your basic needs are being threatened. And what happens later when you survive the situation, the problem arrives, right? Where you're like, why am I just being overreactive? Why am I feeling, a certain way? I'm like trying to do my thing with PTSD, right? You're just going about your daily life and all of a sudden you're overreacting to things. And you realize that, right? That I'm like in super safe environments. Why? Like I'm in a mall, I'm feeling unsafe. Like I know this is a mall with people. Why am I feeling this way? So this is all because your body has gone through the survival. So these protective characters came over and helped you. But now this is a transition of trying to unify them with yourself and put them back to where they had to go back to. So this book has been really interesting, really, really useful. Just takes it away from like the confusion. Like it's really a normal human life experience. Something happens in your childhood or whatever else in your life and you just got separated. You may have just multiple characteristics of different characters came out trying to help you, protect you, and now unify these pieces because you're safe now. Everything's all good. Just go back, do whatever else you're assigned to do. It has a lot of guided meditation throughout the book, and I found them very useful because I'm listening to the audiobook, so I'm not able to fully go through all of these meditations. So I was considering to purchase the book or get the workbook. So the part that I found very interesting is that in the process that they're trying to get the dissociative parts unified again, they realize the self, who you are, and the core of your being, that you're being protected by all these little self. What happens is that, you know, you will have an awakening moment, and it's not all spiritual. So you know how like in the spiritual community there's always like this awakening, waking up, and a lot of these people with the trauma, they seek, you know, religious or spirituality. They have found that all of these processes of finding oneself through awakening is very similar across people, regardless of if they have been religious, if they are spiritual or agnostics. People that I didn't even believe in anything out there, they had exact same awakening process. They're realizing that the part of your brain that lights up is similar to an all. So the idea that we have of the God or the higher power, or in the spirituality, yourself, your highest self, they all are being lined up in the same exact part of the brain. So they're actually how our brain is processing things. For example, if you injured your foot like I did, so the way that your healing process goes, regardless of different bodies, is pretty much the same. You know, that you need to rest your foot. How are the processes in your body starting to feel better? So there are some certain things that you can do to make the have given up. So I was kind of surprised because for the longest time I kind of felt like, you know, I can't associate with religious at all. But spirituality kind of made sense to me, but at the same time it didn't. Certain thing about it stood out as if like, what? And it's very interesting that some of it could be just the quality of our brain and how it processes any issues that comes up, feeling threat to our basic needs. The pyramid can cause a certain behavior, and our healing process that goes through our brain is lighting up these certain areas that might come out as if a certain way. I'm sitting right underneath this beautiful tree. Yeah, so I studied psychology as an undergrad, so I have a bachelor's in psychology. And one thing that it was kind of like a slap in the face on the very first semester was that they showed us this movie, and it literally breaks down all of the fantasy of the world, like the things that you believe in, or certain ideologies that we have about ourselves, about happiness, all of this. So, you know, the knowledge of it is very much encouraging critical thinking and being logical. So as much as sometimes in life I like to make life a little fluffy, you know, with spirituality, or some people with religion, so it kind of like washes out all of that away from your beliefs. So like, for example, you would just be like, you know, out of boredom, or just like, I don't know, whatever reason, you dress up a person with really fluffy outfits, like really elaborative, and then psychology comes in and just blow everything out. So it takes away all of that fancy outfit. You just see somebody like completely bare. And how does that feel like, you know? I mean, you know, deep inside, that might be the truth. And it comes to the question that we always had, you know, our ancestors back in the past, they used to do certain activities and traditions. And now, after many years, you know, they don't look the way that we thought they would have to be. So do we keep the tradition still, or do we move on? You know, how much of the past are we going to keep? just we're gonna keep the parades and the shows and traditional outfits for certain occasions, and we know that they can't really impact our lives. So that's how I feel about it. So yeah, I wanted to share. Gosh, my favorite time of the day, lunchtime. Half of my bag is stuck up. Where it's getting warm, you have to take all of your jackets out, you find your body again, not in many layers. Okay, so I just wanted to go to quickly to Walmart because that's what I have close to work. And I was hoping I could find some crochet instruction manual or something, because I was not successful following the YouTube video the other night to make my beanie. And so yeah, they didn't have any books here. So what happened is that I saw a 4 yards of a fabric for $6. And we are in the summer, I think it's in July, we're gonna be traveling up north for a wedding. And I was like, 4 yards for $6. I could maybe make my own dress for their wedding. And I got a $4 jewelry kit too, to make my own jewelry. Am I being over ambitious? Probably, but staying true to who I am. And I love to create and design everything. And oh my gosh, it makes me happy because it's been a million of years since I felt so healthy mentally to be in a space that I wanted to create something. We're heading out to work. Today is kind of like a chill day for me, and my knee is feeling better. So I'm happy. Oh, did I say that I finished a book? I finished a book while I was shopping. It was great. Towards the end, they started talking about racism and how that translates into being a bully. You know, like if you or someone that you know has experienced any of this type of dynamic where a racist remarks has been made to someone, or you've made it to someone, making you feel like either you're the person who created the remark, it comes from a place that you think like, oh, I am better at least than this person. According to this book, it came from originally being bullied yourself. Or this person was bullied. When they felt so vulnerable, they have been outcasted, they've been treated horribly. So when they see someone vulnerable in that position, they're like, oh, at least I'm better than them. And then you make such an effort to make it noticeable to that person that I am better than you, because unconsciously you're trying to heal the treatment that you have experienced before. And it's pretty sad. They said an example. For example, there was this boy who was treated super bad at high school by this girl that he had a crush on. And he was really vulnerable about, you know, his feelings towards her. And she came out in a group that they were, you know, like interacting, and ridiculed him pretty harshly. And so he carried that. He felt like he wasn't good enough for this girl that he really put on a pedestal. And so what happened later on, he made some racist remarks to another individual. And so this therapist was like, we did some back study and we realized it was coming from there, because he felt like at least like he's better than them, even though he didn't believe in himself deeply. He felt like he's trash, he's not lovable, he doesn't worth someone he cares about to love him. And so when he sees someone who's struggling, obviously as an immigrant, not able to communicate very well, instead of rushing in to help someone who definitely needs help, you step on them. And that's because he was just trying to heal that part of himself that was stepped on. And the back end of it is that the girl who treated him pretty harshly, she was also going through a difficult time. So when you're treating someone harshly, it's a chain of events, so it starts impacting other people down the line. So I don't know, it's deep and it's sad when you're hearing about, you know, how we're so like unconsciously vulnerable to how we've been treated, and how important it is to learn about mental health and get educated in that sense, and realize that we are not a victim of what has happened to us, and we can stop that. You know, we are lovable, we are wonderful individuals, we just happen to experience whatever we did randomly. So, and however way we have been treated is due to being at the wrong time, wrong place, and the impact of that individual has projected onto us. Because think about it, if someone is healthy and if grew up in a really loving relationship, why would they step on someone who is weak? They would help to uplift it, not to push them down. So I recommend it. I thought it was amazing, and I wish that I could spread the word. And I hope that you give it a chance to read. Getting ready to go to the pickleball. I've noticed magic. My racket cover. I bought this racket cover for $3 yesterday from Target. My new favorite color is gonna be blue, I guess. It's 5:30 right now, and my pickleball class, actually it's a practice. Yeah, my pickleball practice is at 6. It's 5:30 right now. My face is so tired. I really wanna go home and take a shower and just relax. It's one of those days that I typically would not have gone out of my way to go to a pickleball practice. My energy is pretty low, but I'm forcing myself hard to make this happen. Just putting in some blush so I look a little bit more awake than I do. Did I look awake? I don't think it helped. Okay, we're gonna just roll it. It is what it is. I have a big thing of water filled up. I'm gonna be drinking this. Okay, let's get to go pickleball. Safe. Josh made us dinner. He made us shepherd pie. We got the Target kits. You know, Target has food kits. We've tried it once before and it was really nice. They just put the ingredients in for you in a simple instruction. And so we tried the shepherd pie today and it was great. He said it took only 20 minutes to make it, so I think we're gonna try a couple different other options out of their meal kits next time, so I'm excited for that. The pickleball was great. I got to play a little bit more than I typically do because I made some friends, and it was really nice that they were willing to wanting to practice, because I feel like with more practice you can get really better at it, but it just really shows when you're lacking practice. Your coordination is all over the place, and that's my case. I feel like I still don't understand the pickleball, the field sizes. My brain is processing it, thinking it's a tennis court, which is much larger than the pickleball. The tennis court is much larger than this one, and so my brain still needs to adjust and learning how to serve correctly. Little things like this. So I wish I could get more practice and to be all ready for the spring and summer when the weather is nice. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this far into the video. I really, really appreciate you, and I wish you all the best. I hope you had a wonderful day, night, whenever you're watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.